already having a day with it seems. Hey up, Silas. Right dressed for an occasion, it looks like.
Merely just testing the comfortability of this thing.
It certainly looks well armored, I'll say.
Oh, trust me, it is. I got shot in it, and I lived.
Well, that's one way to test it, I suppose. I suppose how else are you going to test armor, but...
Well, I mean, setting up on a mannequin and shooting that instead, that's always an option.
Well, either way the armor gets shot, so... How it performs on a mannequin is different to how it performs when flesh is behind it.
Precisely, and I can say with absolute certainty that this entire thing thoroughly protects the entire body.
Right.
Well, most of it.
Tungsten
You'll have to find gloves.
Got like tungsten, titanium reinforcement type?
Yep, low alloy I decided to try and make up on the spot. It worked, surprisingly.
If it works, it works. Might need a tail cover as well on it.
To be fair, that thing is, like, not exactly important for survival.
Well, true, but either way, I imagine the only piercing feeling you want on that is probably Jonah's teeth.
No comment.
I'll tease him about it, considering the shy happening with Guppy. Right. I don't also want...
In any case...
Yeah, there were two reasons
you don't usually pay a...
Yeah.
Exactly, you don't usually pay a visit to a range unless you need something.
True, I wanted to ask you about two things. One, the first and most pertinent thing. I want you to have a look at something.
That fucking bullpup.
Hey.
Alright, what am I looking at?
Hey. Called a Liberator assault rifle type from the Helldiver units I've been working with because of that Jones nonsense. Fires 5.56. Around 35 rounds or so.
Looks about it.
Hey.
Actual scope system is out of batteries, it seems.
To be fair, I probably don't really need it.
No, probably not. You're not exactly known for extreme precision, are you?
True. I mean, the fighting style is best described as an SUV trying to box you. I know the first accidental live fire test of that was more me using it like how others would use a SMG with a riot shield type. Keeping my left arm up so that I'm shielding me sin and firing around it. Works surprisingly well, actually.
I'm guessing you have the actual stock pressed up against the back of the pack.
Aye, more or less the part where the stock dips, it's, yeah, like that.
Not too dissimilar from a goddamn rocket launcher.
I know I'm still trying to work on the Gadgetron weapon for that, by the way. I need to figure things out. Then again, I also know I need to talk with Gadgetron in the first place.
In any case, what exactly do you want me to do with this? Because you usually want me to do something with weapons.
My instinct would probably be reasonably getting rid of the scope, although that might be although keeping that there might be useful in case I do need to use it. For whatever reason. Plus it is additional weight that helps with recoil. But
True. Unfortunately, you need something in the actual scope to have it be useful. Either
True.
give it batteries or put an actual crosshair in there.
I know I
I
picked
see.
up
I
a
like
couple
how you're doing it.
extra.
I'm doing it.
I picked up a couple extra mags from Charles over in Severa. And the one you said you were wanting, you jokingly said you wanted dead because of his M90. Now I'm going to call it. I mean, the magazines he said are only 30 rounds, though. Maybe it'd be a factor of modifying them. Maybe we can have it be 40 rounds.
Making extended mags isn't exactly too difficult. Just need to rip an original mag apart, see how it's constructed, then figure out how to extend it.
Well, you've got one right there.
Exactly. Might take a bit. But I got
We'll
to put a different paint job on it as well, because let me tell you, this piss yellow throws me off.
Well, you're too used to this yellow instead.
To be fair, that's glowing. It's just paint. It looks like piss.
True. Maybe replace the skull on there as skull decal on it as well. Maybe with a Scrapamorph logo or something.
Oh no, I'm putting mine on there. I'm kidding.
You say that. It's on both ends. It's on both sides.
True.
One side you, one side us. Considering how well we work together and all.
Well, I could put myself somewhere else on the rifle. Plenty of space that isn't occupied by anything.
True. After all, I at least also managed to wreak the mags I did have. Actually, I do still have the old mags, don't I? They might be in storage. I need to make sure I wasn't accidentally clocking that.
I was flamethrower treating you at least.
Oh, worked a treat. Here, I managed to grab additional mags. I managed to empty during the mesh. I forgot how they work, though, I won't lie. Are we circumventing the heat from the heat sinks to be able to light a wick like a regular flamethrower? Or have we accidentally managed to make a reverse flamethrower?
I'm going to be completely honest, not even I remember.
Fantastic. That makes it sound like you put it together while you're drunk.
To be fair, most things that I make for you are completely absurd and I do them while drunk. This might have been one of them.
Major system's able to handle it. Well, with, this amount of cybernetics you got, I wouldn't be surprised if you got a cyber liver. Or whatever folk may call, or what I remember one fucking gang trying to call it, a tactical pancreas or some fucking shite. Like, why?
Well, I can assure you the only cybernetics I have are my vocal cords, my eye, arm, and heart. That's it.
Okay. Let's head down to the range, see if I can double take.
Oh, actually, I need to grab something. I do have another thing I need to test. Both involving this and another piece. Just head on over. I'll catch up in a second.
Watcha. Right, try and change the holographic targets to the idols. I don't know why we're still calling it the idols. I guess it makes sense, but...
I do not know. In any case...
Hey.
Any good suit needs a helmet.
That is true. Ooh, Brill. My only assumption would probably be, as a last bit, would probably have it some ear covers.
I already sorted that out. You know my usual hard light shenanigans. I figured out how to make it mostly invisible.
Fair on.
And I've managed to get it to at least cover the head. I'm still working on other things.
Hey, let's give a double check, see if it's still working proper. I know during last...
test about the armor is how fireproof is it?
Jesus, wet mate.
For fuck's sake, I helped design these things. You and me
True.
both know that we're completely insane.
True, and to be fair, Lynn's probably a part of that as well. After all,
Precisely.
she's willing to be with me in the first place.
And worked on these while she's still pregnant.
True, I'm pretty sure she's the one that helped finalize the flamethrower designs, actually.
Exactly.
So for all I know, I'd
don't
have to ask
exactly remember
her.
how it works.
So all things considered, I'd actually have to ask her whether or not she's ended up causing a reverse flamethrower. Let's at least test it works in the first place.
And then I can try standing in front and see how well that goes. Oh, I always lost range.
And super heat sinks right and easy.
Even if you didn't hit anything because you were out of range, like
That didn't happen.
by about like there.
Still a decent fucking distance for a flamethrower, for a heat sink, more or less.
True, true.
I mean, it'd be a bit more of a damaging effect if I were to do it from here. I imagine I grab someone and do that.
I'm pretty sure that would melt like all of their fleshy gooey bits and instantly char their bones.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you're wanting this at mid-range.
About. I'll start walking closer if it turns out it goes well.
Yeah, you'll test the limits.
So if you stand there,
Right.
about
What about here-ish?
yeah, about there.
Fine. Alright. Valley else. Nope. Don't worry about that. I keep forgetting it's on open hand. Yeah, no. Super heat sink, by the way. Yeah, that looked engulfing.
Oh, definitely see about getting different strap material. For the most part, it did hold up.
Let's see. I definitely know when I fired it near close range at a mech type entity, it practically melted.
Well, it's a good thing. I made this out of the same kind of stuff that's used for
And that was at roughly this distance. Granted, inside of a bunker as well, so that might help, but with convection and all, but still.
With this, I have made it out of several different materials that were used in most spacecrafts, and those things are designed to go in and out of atmosphere. You know how much heat that builds up? Quite a lot.
Yeah, no, atmospheric re-entry and all.
Exactly. I didn't get to walk closer, by the way.
Yeah, no, because my armature, well, kind of already cooled down by that point. Alright, I'll stand here.
We start again from mid-range. I walk closer to see if any other damage is done.
Right, in that case, I'll overheat myself with this hand. Then, as I let it loose, I'll start charging with this hand as well to keep it going.
Right.
I'll try and keep it below the alarm temp.
For the most part, the suit is holding together. It's mainly just smaller parts that are charring off or melting. So I'll need to figure out different materials for those.
Right.
But the core of it is still intact. I feel fine.
Yeah, no, you're still feeling relatively alright. You're not burnt. You're not sweating to shite.
Yeah, it's a little warm in here, but then again, it's a fucking desert.
I mean, it's the desert and you're being blasted with direct flame. I don't know what you're expecting.
Exactly. Good thing I painted this in white then, huh?
Alright, ready? try and keep it there. Watch out. Shite.
And we got a few melting components around the force now. Pouches are damn near falling off.
I was mainly blasting the midsection, but I definitely spotted that the upper legs definitely caught a good chunk on it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Likely heat from there probably spread from the metals there to the rest of it.
Naturally, it's designed to spread out as much heat as it can. That way, it doesn't go all to one piece and then just have it melt.
Aye.
Which also, in turn, makes it pretty good for desert.
Aye. Glad to know you're unharmed at the very least. I mean,
not majorly anyway. Hurts around here, but for the most part, I'm fine. I've had worse. I've had bullets.
I mean, and you've had that.
Exactly.
Like Christ. And that's still able to fold in properly. Real.
To be fair, that's the most durable piece on this entire thing. It's the newer one, too.
You probably had to shut your eye. You probably at least had to shut the organic eye, though.
No, absolutely.
When we started. Again, benefit of cyber eyes. Although yours is probably a better suit to me. I mean, you might need to talk with Zaz about the idea of helping to improve the eyes. I know she wants to try and get night vision or something onto it. Try and make it more durable and such.
Making it more durable, absolutely. Well, doable. Night vision, that's a difficult prospect, if only just because we need to find an actual module around. You know how difficult those things are to find? Hello, Mike.
Hey, I might see about asking. I know a couple of folk I might be able to ask about that, and people, and plus there are folk I probably would actually be begrudgingly asking help from as well. After all, I've got a job later that going to Nevada again.
Of course.
They've got tech around there. Maybe I could bring back some goggles.
Well, I'm assuming you probably want to actually bring your new rifle with you before I do anything with it. Considering how you just say it's later.
True, it is later, but quite a bit later. At the same time, though, I am curious on the idea of whether or not to jump scare people at Fight Finder with it. Christ.
Oh. I need to work on the comfortability of that, because that doesn't feel nice around the neck.
Well, that's the benefit of prototyping.
Naturally.
I guess I could call it a finished prototype, technically, when it comes to the flames.
Exactly. I know one thing I need to do with the entire suit is make it so I can actually wear things underneath it. I'm wearing nothing under this, it's just the suit.
Well, fair enough. To be fair, I'm pretty sure
room for fucking anything.
At the very least, undershirt and some shorts will probably end up being enough. Usually that's how
I don't exactly
soldier
have any
type
lying
stuff.
around.
Usually that's soldier type stuff. Okay. I have an idea. You know the last flurry? The last that, caused... whose disappearance / kidnapping was basically the reason I got involved in that war in the first place.
Oh, that bollocks.
Aye. She's opened a clothing shop over in Waterfront near where I work. I could see it. I know asking her is the reason Jonah has both now a blue and red jacket. Acid pit's reflecting off of you.
That's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, well. Fucking potent bioluminescence on it.
Maybe I should just sit on the stairs instead.
True. Either way. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, don't actually flag something or someone.
Yeah,
you don't
no,
want to
I
shoot.
forgot. You know, it's been ages since I held an actual fucking gun, you know. It's bound to forget some things.
Oh, best don't forget it for too long.
True, true.
Come on. Sorry,
No.
issues.
Yeah, that'll do. Ah, fuck, it doesn't matter. Also, I know... I've already told you about the plan, haven't I?
With Leonard, right?
Yeah.
I'm only guessing because simply saying the plan doesn't tell me much sometimes, because that could involve fucking anything, especially with you.
Let's be fair, the easiest factors on that is either Lane or the Gadgetron weaponry.
Or any other bollocks of this.
But true. I mean, that ties in with the gadget weaponry. But still. I've got the how and the where. I've got the how I'll do it, and I've got the where I'll do it. You remember where me and Lynn did that first scrap run? Where we found that Corpo VTOL copter?
The generally quieter spot that just happens to have aircrafts go there for some reason. It's like the most common aircraft spot. I don't understand it.
Yeah, no. I definitely had a crash land, and that caused me and Lynn to have a nice time with that. I mean, you made use of the aircraft lights.
Naturally.
As well as
that went into your current plating.
Oh no, yeah, the tungsten reinforcing, isn't it?
Mainly the larger plates that weren't fins.
True, plus that APC we managed to nick.
Exactly.
I think that might still be in our compound unless you already took it apart and I wasn't even paying attention.
It's somewhere, that's for sure.
I mean, it's probably with Barry. It's probably with Barricade at this point. I know I still need to look for the Energon. I don't know. All I'm told is that, like, it's a fucking blue crystal-esque substance. I'll know it when I see it. I haven't even found it yet.
As far as my knowledge goes on that, just talking with a clip, and also just doing a bit of digging around and stuff. Apparently it's stuff that was launched off of their homeworld. It could have ended up here.
Likely ended up here, could end up underground, for all I know.
Very likely, if we, take in the fact that
atmospheric
we're taking the fact that and also the fact of, at least I'm pretty sure anyway, Cybertronians being way, way older than most other beings.
True. I haven't garnered anything from looking for traveling merchant stuff or asking about.
It's very likely the said energon crystals have appeared in caves and stuff because
possible.
Well, all of the passing years and such have just caused more and more layers of ground to go up over it. I know there's likely still a big outgrowth where it actually is.
True. I know I asked Junker and Aya to keep an eye out for that when they're out wandering.
My only best assumption would be check any caves you come across. If you don't see anything near the surface, try and go deeper if possible. If there's no sandworms or crabs calling it home, or whatever else.
And I'll also try and keep an eye out in case any jobs I go on happen to go into cavernous areas. For all I know, it probably could have reached Nevada for all I know.
Doubt it.
I doubt it, but any part in the storm type. Last resort, I probably have to ask if other people I know that are far more powerful than I might have any idea. Even if I'd have to do something for them for it.
Even if we're only able to find like a really small amount, there's a possible chance I can try and recreate its molecular structure.
Highly possible. Make a synthetic version of Energon, perhaps.
Possible. Though it'll be pretty difficult. I've never seen Energon before, and...
True. And, there's already precious little inside the clips and barricading that already.
Exactly. And while I know I'm good at doing things really quickly, just by looking at it for a few seconds and then I quickly figure it out. But with this, I'm not entirely sure. Because it involves the stuff I've never really done that much. I'm more into tech.
And Cybertronians still describe themselves as biological, even if they're more mechanical to me. Most people would look at them and think that they're a synthetic.
And as far as I'm aware, they do not like that.
I guess it depends, I suppose.
At least the two we know.
But unfortunately, it's the best descriptor I really have offhand.
Well, better described as biomechanical in any case.
That is a better term.
Because if anything, we've seen firsthand they do bleed.
Worst comes to it, I could ask Jones or High Priest. High Priest has already labeled himself as only calling us a last resort type of thing. Don't call him up for just solving every little problem. If I need, and it's also a factor of a last resort of keeping me alive.
Oh, you can be damn well sure if you were to die, I would personally go to hell myself, grab you by the throat affectionately, and drag you out.
And Jonah would probably do the same, and probably a lot less affectionately. Same with Lane. Though, as far as I know, if I do die, my soul gets interred with the priest, and he is able to get me the choice of whether or not I want to stay dead. And it's heartening to at least know I will still have a choice by then.
Knowing you probably don't want to go.
I wanna fucking beat the record for longest rabbit lived, honestly. If only to spite Jonah. I mean, they say average age of a laggy is around 30. That's mainly because by then we usually die or are killed.
Oh, you're already getting pretty close to that. So good for you.
I mean, after all, Ma were about 40 before she vanished.
Truly the actual set record, then.
Around 42. I don't even know if she's still alive. Jonah doesn't think so. I want to think so.
I think there's a chance. After all, we don't know. Well, you certainly don't know where she went. You said she just vanished one time.
She just got up and left. Said she'd be going out for a bit of what you were calling grocery shopping, which was what you were calling a scrap run. And then, no. She didn't come back. And we didn't hear anything about any other gangs or warlords in the area at the time about what happened. So either all of them were keeping it a tight knit, Or they just didn't know either. For all I know, she could be in that fucking forest where that Jeffrey fellow is. She could be somewhere in Zafira. Could be elsewhere entirely.
Could be in the one icy region I can properly think of as well.
Maybe. For all I know, maybe she
that's
ran afoul of
very long
Jones.
way away.
Maybe she ran afoul of Jones and I don't even know. Maybe she's interred in one of their facilities. I might have to ask. I don't really care. I don't really care about the dad so much.
To be fair, you have like how many across the entire family?
I have at least one. I have one dad and at least 6 uncles.
Exactly.
Or pseudo. You give me meaning. I mean, only Junker and Jesse are born of the same dad.
In any case, if you ever do want to try and find your mom that much, then maybe you could see about hiring a bit of help, someone who's good at searching for things.
Maybe I could ask Jones if he's able to get a quiet minute. See about setting up a search party. Or maybe I could ask the folk at Garage. Maybe, who knows? Maybe that one town that me and Lynn looked at. Maybe she's occasionally hiding there. I don't know.
Maybe even see about getting the Hank fellow involved.
Perhaps.
He does say he's good at his job. Considering the last thing he did for Jonah, I don't doubt that.
Oh, right. I forgot he was the reason why that fucking sandcrab gang went dark. I actually completely forgot about that. I figured that was something. I just never really. I just remember asking Jonah about it, and he says that they were causing trouble, and he took care of them. Took care of the problem. Didn't he? I forgot. I didn't even remember the fact that he sent Hank out.
I wouldn't be surprised if you just automatically assumed that it was me who did it, considering my shenanigans.
Either that or he hired a different mark. I imagine he wouldn't want you to get into danger if he could help it. Hell, he'd probably smack me across the face if he heard about the fact of me testing the flames on you. So let's keep that out to ourselves, eh?
You know he's going to possibly look at the ongoing recording of the eyes, right?
But that's when I get back, and I can at least look at the data myself. No omit this part.
He'll probably question why a couple of small panels on this are melted.
Oh no, you've got acid pits around. You could say that as your excuse.
I don't like making excuses.
Hey, fuck's sake. I try and be nice about it, but fuck's sake, the amount of sulfur in the air is comical. I don't even know how you're able to handle it.
You get used to it after a while. To be fair, it's not much worse than battlegrounds.
Christ. Yeah, no. It's only when I start thinking about it does it really start hitting me fucking nose. Bally hell.
It's always the way of it. You think of something so much, you end up noticing it more and more.
Yeah, because your mind's focusing on it. Anyway. I mean, maybe I could just simply delude myself into thinking that she's just still around. Maybe Jonah's right. Maybe it'd be wiser for me to not have an answer. After all, technically, Jonah and Amelia are the Da and Ma of the family. No? Oh, that does remind me. The second thing I was going to ask you. There's a workmate of mine, technically, by the name of Hoodie, looking after a last name Millie. They've got a drive-in theatre out somewhere in the west, roughly southwest of southwest of the Freehorn compound. Or I don't know how far. I don't know how to translate the metaversal coordinates to actual meters. But I know it's a good chunk of distance away. It's where the mesas start becoming a lot more prevalent. I've been noticing. He asked me to see about helping out with making the drive-in theatre a bit more livable. Maybe I theorised the idea of trying to turn it into a trading hub of sorts. After all, parking lot's got plenty of space.
Maybe.
I know I talked to the Milia. I know I talked to the Milia about trying to get, ideas, seeds and whatnot for the sake of a hydroponics. Because so far all they've really got is, well, peyote and coca.
Well, if anything, I might be able to try and lend a hand.
Regarding any technical aspects.
Likely won't properly.
Defenses and whatnot.
Likely won't properly won't have another setup there. Just try and help with bits and bobs here and there. I don't want to expand that much. If anything, I don't want to expand, period.
Fair. But, well, I'm already looking to make an alliance with their little family. Well, you're allied with us. China Supply. Try and help get somewhere for the sake of at least helping set up tech infrastructure or whatnot. It is a drive-in theatre. They might want to actually still play some films at some point.
And well, if anything, I'm also technically a part of your family. Jonah.
I mean, for fuck's sake, there's like 3 fucking people that are offered to be me godfather and the godfather to me kid, and you're one of them.
And well, to be fair, I have been playing that role for a good few years.
Would that make you grand godfather in that case, or?
Probably. I don't know.
No, it's great.
The first.
The true. And there's a fucking Priest and Jones also joking about that idea of godfathering.
The only difference between me and them is, well, the fact that they're more on the actual god level.
Even if they don't even like to be called that.
But let's be fair here, they basically are.
They do have the strength.
They're just being humble.
Priest has multiple reasons for it. I mean, I imagine both of them have multiple reasons for it. I imagine being called a god would eventually let power get to your head. Probably half the reason Jones don't even want to be called it. And with Priest, he said that he knows that there are a good few people out in Metaverse that aren't exactly fond of gods. Hells, I was a god for 2 weeks.
Well, you didn't exactly have that much trouble.
Well, true. But that's also just because I was not really much enough to really pay attention. I mean, I don't know if any of that's still even in me. I know I relinquished the strength back to Hazi. And, nearly conked out from having 2 full weeks of no fucking sleep. While stuck in that dream space. Apparently, I probably could have slept my arse into the void.
Which would be less than ideal.
Should be less than ideal, hey.
Okay, that melted plane is actually solidified. It's digging into my side. I'm taking this thing off. Give me a minute. Don't look.
All right. I'll test me aim at the very least. I'll test me aim with the lib at the range then. We've got the dead center on it. Come to think on it. Aye. That could be another fault for them. Bullets are easy to remake. The 1.556 ain't a particularly complex round. The magazines, however, well, they require a bit more
handiwork.
handiwork.
I do manufacture my own ammunition.
Yeah. Well, technically so do I. But, you know, on a lesser scale to you.
Naturally.
No wonder fucking Jonah fell for you.
To be fair, you probably would have too if it went for this on your back for several ages.
You know, that's fair. Probably because at that point I spot your abs and I see that you're a strong lad. And well, you already know how I was afore the pack was on me. Not grand.
To say the least.
You know, I did have a thought. Look, oh Jesus.
I have no idea where that went.
It looked like it threaded through the rebar by the looks of the smoke. With any luck, it'll end up smacking a fucking sandworm and be done with it.
Probably. Maybe scared one off. I know a thumper over that direction's a little faulty. That's more my fault than anything.
I suppose in that worst case scenario, it could hit the thumper.
It's more off to the left. I felt like there-ish.
Fair on. I had the thought that we probably don't even need to put anything into the scope of this thing. In theory, with the potential eye upgrade plots that Azazel's got planned, which I'll probably natter with you about, maybe it could be a factor that I even have a crosshair on my right eye. I could just turn on.
The amount of work you have me put into things. Kidding.
God forbid a laggy wants to improve himself every now and again. I mean, just with the Liberator and the flamethrowers alone, I feel like I could take on a lot more than I previously could.
You're on semi, by the way.
Fair on. I don't think it really matters, really. Considering I'll still be able to fire a normal clip. Actually, I could have think
I was saying that because you weren't on safety. Now you're on safety.
Fair on. And besides, the mag's only got about 3 rounds left in it.
Yummy snack. Oh, no, I'm kidding.
Tell you what, I got about probably an hour before probably FF opens. I know looking at the PDA on the forums, they're putting a venue vote for the thing. Looks like the one that's currently winning is a beach.
Why a beach of all fucking things? It's like the worst possible event. I'm not a fan of fighting in sand.
I don't know. We haven't even been to the stadium in a bit.
Makes me think, what's the fucking point of it?
Tell you what. You want to work on this, eh?
I realize I can't really do that much in the little time I have, all things considered.
True, I was just questioning whether or not it'd be wiser for me to only have the deadline for you working on something be before I head over to Nevada. Instead of when I head over to a fucking beach.
The real deadline of things should be when I'm not inundated with, prototyping armor and such.
Well,
And making the helmet more comfortable, because Jesus Christ, that thing digs into, the top part of your neck.
That too. If nothing else, I can at least ask around your workplace about getting some spare ammunition to refill the mags.
Oh, if it was just ammunition you wanted, you should have said so first.
Well, could refill the mags we got now at least. Yeah.
True. If anything, it shouldn't take more than about
Yeah, we've got plenty of
30
time.
minutes.
We got plenty of time. That's more than enough time to refill like a couple of mags, eh?
True.
And if nothing else, I could probably find spare 5.56 ammo in Nevada, or at least ask about.
I have no idea where this one came from.
It's neat though.
That used to be incredibly dangerous. Before, they would just explode if they came into contact.
Oh, shame. I don't remember hearing Dwarven runes having a similar effect with the protection. Either it would bounce back and hit you with the same amount of force, or it would disintegrate the weapon.
I'm not getting into runes and magic.
I don't want to.
That hurts
I don't
my
want
head.
to either, but I know they were asking about shite regarding upgrading the Meatrax Forge of sorts. They did say they were at least impressed, which, consider the fact that now I know that the fucking forge is built out of a goddamn dumpster, repurposed.
Oh my fucking god! Why? Why?
Oh.
There we go.
Fourth dimension is alright, bollocks.
Try to get some fucking ammunition, and it does this shit.
Flux is indiscriminate, in that it's a bastard to everybody if it gets his claws in. What do you think you're gonna plot to do with this crashed starship in the end?
Absolutely no fucking clue. It's a metric fuck ton of material and various other components that could go literally anywhere.
And, at the very least, the inside could probably be spruced up a bit. Make a nice home.
Or alternatively, we say fuck it and make our own spaceship.
That could be a fun way in case I need to... Because I'm hearing talks and dissent about Leaf Foundry again. I wouldn't be surprised if they're up for another Barney. And if they are, well, maybe not having to commandeer my own starship will be nice.
Making a vessel that can actually go to space is one thing. Making a vessel that can go to space and combat things, that's another story.
Well, depends on if it's needed to. Could turn itself into simply a scout ship of sorts.
Oh, we got about
That
4
hides
extra
behind
mags.
other ships and then fires pot shots and whatnot.
Would be easily spotted, though, let's be fair.
True.
Right, we got 4 extra mags, that's 5 mags when you count the actual one that's in the gun. To say I have gotten used to loading magazines manually is an understatement. You have no idea how many times I had to do that.
I'll refrain from teasing about you and Jonah. Because there's a good chunk of comments I can make off of that.
I have no idea what you even know about that. Loading the bullets into a magazine has nothing to do with anything. You cannot make an innuendo out of that.
Jonah, I'd like you to load someone else, probably.
I will load you into a cannon and fire you into a wall if you don't shut up. You know, old party cannons, those antique cannons, yeah, I'll load you into one of those. Have fun with that.
Do you think that thing could fire 100 pound?
Yes.
How heavy do you think a cannonball is?
Not that, but if you load enough gunpowder into anything, it can launch anything.
At that point, you probably risk it damaging the anti-grav engine.
Even then.
Actually, have we had any
Even
luck
then,
in
we've
sourcing another, just in case?
Have come across a couple I was about to mention before you interrupted me. Rude. Kidding. Come across a couple. One is just about intact. The other is functional. Kind of.
More or less.
It's just that if you rotate it ever so slightly the wrong direction and it has just a bit too much weight on it, it just collapses, it's gone.
Right. Which is also a reason why I'm trying to look into a different measure of armor in the actual body. I don't want to be a 1-ton laggy and potentially risk a collapse. Hover trucks are already heavy enough in their own right, sure, but that's without any potential extra pressure on them, such as, the fighting.
It's always the nature of trying to figure things out with this. Figuring things out annoyingly takes more time than I like.
I know regarding the armor in myself part, I am trying to look into the small amounts of magic I do know.
And this is part of the conversation where I stop. Goodbye.
Baliel. Look, I know your old take.
So I simply...
I'm trying to look at other avenues.
So I simply just cannot comprehend magic properly in any capacity, if only just because... How the fuck do you even do any of it?
I've heard it said, my mind's theorizing, like, tech is body science type of stuff, material science, and magic is mind science type of stuff. Like how some people say that math has the power to reshape the universe. So you remember that one gang that was spouting that like a fucking cult sentence?
I'm actually regretting not decapitating them.
Oh, box off. Some people have a theorizing that magic is a similar factor, like gathering the energy, however you're able to, and an equation of sorts. I don't know, damage, sharp, long hilt would make, an axe or something. Magic axe.
At that point, it's not magic. It's just a weird form of science.
I suppose
just a weird form of science from a completely different world. That's not magic anymore.
I mean, it depends on how you view magic. There's a factor of sufficiently advanced science is indistinguishable from magic. I remember that phrase. And for fuck's sake, some people would think that fucking hologram you've got of bullets up there is fucking magic.
It's just fancy lights.
Yeah, it's just fancy fucking lights. That's basically what holograms usually are. Hell,
really
hard
fancy
light.
Lights that abuse the physics of light and does that.
I mean, for goodness sake.
Basically, that's what half of things usually are. It's just abusing the way physics works and.
I guess to an extent, magic is a different thing, but just a lot less mechanical in a sense. Hills. I still have that axe made of light magic somewhere in the fucking storage. That was handed to me. I know I want to see about whether or not it'd be possible to upgrade it to like magical-based hard light or some shit.
The key issue with that is I need to learn how that axe specifically works. Because I don't know how it works. It's not my field, Jack.
Well, true. Well,
Sure,
if I can
it's a
actually get
weapon.
into...
The weapon part, the actual weapon part, sure, I can do that. Magic weapon? No. Goodbye.
I mean, look, if I can get into proper contact again with the last that actually gave me, well, the insights onto this side of science, considering that the mark she has put on my hand that is supposed to be some sort of, I guess, magical-based communicator.
Just use a fucking phone.
That's what I was saying. I guess with this, apparently it's easier to keep tabs on the other. It's gone dark on me for the past couple of weeks. I don't know if it's like the connection's been severed. I've asked the high priest, Philo, to take a look, to try and see about looking into her. Try and see if she's alright. Because I did also ask him to at least try and keep her a fucking life. Considering she's a decent mate. And well, she's the reason I'm able to understand magic in the fucking first place. Or with, you know, being able to see folks' souls or the flow of magic when I take the eyes out. I know that was another thing Zaz were looking into to try and figure out a way to make it so I didn't have to take out what me eyes to see like that.
The only thing I was thinking of was putting a slightly worse backup camera behind the eyes just in case they break.
That could also
I
work.
failed that one miserably. This is why you never hold something like this.
Hey. Recoil's easier
I
to
went
manage
somewhere.
when it goes up, not left.
And when you have a synthetic arm, recoil usually doesn't fucking matter on some weapons.
True. I could probably skip FF today. Even if I'll probably make sure I go on Monday, perhaps.
Hang on, let me demonstrate over this real quick.
Christ. You're gonna knock an FV out of the sky doing that.
Good. Meanwhile, if I go with this arm, it's just gone.
Yeah. Like I'm pretty sure even shoving that against the armature, for shoving the stock against the armature, will probably still have a decent amount of coil to it.
What the fuck?
Certainly try.
Oh, to be fair, that is solid metal. It's not exactly the grandest at absorbing things. This is metal and several other materials.
When it was working with the assault rifle.
To be fair, that's a different caliber, and that's an auto
Jesus.
shotgun.
Fucking Christ. Oh, sorry.
You need to work on not flagging people.
I mean, it's the same factor as the blind spots. Nope. They got knocked its ears off.
Did I tell you about the time I had Jonas fire the sniper rifle?
Okay, I need to hear this.
To put it simply, he hurt like hell and was sore on the shoulder for a bit. I've never one-handed this, so I'm doing that now.
Jesus whip, mate. Still gonna be shaky in your hand because you don't have the other hand's useful for stabilizing. Jesus.
I'm not going to attempt with my other arm, it would probably break it.
Yeah, no, probably not wise.
I felt the vibration of that go up to my actual stump. That's how you know it's powerful.
Jesus whipped. I know one of the weapons that Gadgetron gave me was a rifle like this. They called it a flux rifle, which is which they did state was comically unfortunate naming. In hindsight.
You shoot someone with it, and then they are inflicted with the flux for several minutes.
I don't want to wish that fate on a lot of people.
Honestly,
Some people,
it sounds
sure.
like a weapon. It sounds like a weapon either the Leap Foundry fuckers would make, or the, what was it? Those hounds bastard that I want dead.
Jesus whipped.
Okay, it's getting to the colder hours of the desert.
Sun's starting to set.
And let me tell you, when it gets cold over in the range, it gets fucking cold.
Yeah, no, acid don't do too much when it comes to, well, heat preservation. Or heat radiating. It's mainly just being fucking smelly. I know I need to ask Aya about potentially Junker about that first spot, because I know I'm gonna plot to propose to Lynn there. Well, engagement rings, not marriage rings, not yet. But still.
Soon though, I can already imagine.
One day. But one step at a time. I've got the how and the where. I just need to decide on a when. And hopefully
I feel
Aya
like
and
you've
Junker
probably
can
been
help me
saying
with
that a lot.
It's probably just on a factor of keeping my own head focused on it. And
Focus for repeating the same thing. Careful, it doesn't get annoying.
Sorry. And hey, I at least know I'll be fine. I've got an upgrade, and well, with you, I've got gonna have plenty of mags for the gun. Nevada will fucking fear me coming in again.
You know, you are one spare mag down, but that's only because I'm using that one for reconstruction purposes, reverse engineer it, you know, in case you need more magazines.
I'll probably have like 4 or 5 mags with me at the very least.
I told you earlier that you'll have 5 mags, including the one that's loaded.
Right, watch out. Well, I should probably let you get to work on the Dia at least. Or at least refilling the mags any road. I need to head back and at least ask Junker and Aya properly.
I need to make sure Jonah's doing okay. I haven't seen him all day.
He should be alright. I know I got him some heart medication last week.
Yeah, I was trying to repair some myself. Oh well. Put it on hold then.
Something to reverse engineer maybe. Hells, the way...
Reverse engineer it? No. No real need when
you know I'm willing to buy, it's like... It was only like 60 creds.
A lot of medicines have been replicated time and time again, and their formulas are just there on like most forums for people to find. Whether it's the actual one or one that'll fucking kill you, that's just up to you to figure out.
Well, it's a good knowing the nonsense, knowing how I'm probably going to feel when I do try and do that moment with Lynn. I might need to pill me sin.
I'm pretty sure your heart won't fucking burst. After all, it's able to withstand.
Well, there's a difference between combat adrenaline and the heart fluttering, you know?
Well, yes, there is a difference. It's that difference that makes it so that there's no chance of you just dying. At that point...
I mean, I know there's a common element to the medicine as well. I know that's something that Jonah desperately needs. Considering that he can't exactly hang around you all the time.
Which is unfortunate.
After all, rabbits are naturally a bit skittish, you know, without the wasteland, you know, lifestyle. And plus he's being a fucking accountant and head of the family, no less. No wonder he's stressing all the time.
I'll be completely honest, if the whole having a company thing wasn't actually beneficial, I probably would have shut it down by now.
True. True.
But lo and
Plus,
behold,
you're not doing all the work, you see.
Exactly. In any case,
Even if the age-old tale of the powerful sniper being developed by three blokes in a fucking shed, it eventually became a company. It wasn't just three blokes making that forever.
exactly. In any case, let's get going. I've grabbed the spare mag. I'll get to work on that later.
You have mags to refill and a mag to research, and I have siblings to direct.
Exactly.
And I'll send Jonah your way, eh?
Oh, and actually, hang on. I put up a software update for the turrets around here anyway. Just need to make sure that they don't automatically shoot you when I turn them on. Because we had a little bit of an issue where it just erased a lot of things. Hopefully it didn't erase crucial data. Don't worry, I'll stand in front of you if one of the things turn.
Yeah, bally hell. Should we double check the database back home as well, or?
No, it's not an issue with yours. It's an issue with mine.
Right.
While you use my parts, it's not my software.
Yeah, no, it's Scrapper Morph software. Fuck.
Okay.
With that being the case, I'm gonna do this.
No, just keep those in front of you for a minute.
Aye.
What do you mean? Oh. Oh, that's why. There we go. Now we shouldn't actually do anything.
I'll slowly spread my arms.
Like peekaboo of the sentry turret.
Right. Thank fucking hell for that.
I'm gonna have to do another turret. Thank fuck the rest of them are still off right now.
Plenty of time, plenty of time. At the very least, you could just invite Jonah over to your home at any rate. Instead of over to here and risk turret problems.
Well, let's go have one of these fucking things on. Don't want anyone nicking shit when I'm gone. Because I cannot be bothered to drag a lot of things back and forth from places sometimes.
Fair enough. Regular exit through that way, ain't it?
It's done that way usually.
I would have thought you probably would have made a tunnel down through that doorway.
I don't know. It's always been there. I don't know why it's there, actually. I'll be completely honest.
I don't know. I mean, if you need help with trying to tunnel it out, you know I can pull boulders away.
Well, true. I do notice that there is a path that goes down into there that looks like there used to be something here. Lord knows what, but I'll figure it out one day.
Yeah, no. I can only imagine why it's been blocked off, considering, definitely the copious amount of mail has nothing to do with it.
Well, Lord knows what's on the other side.
Oh well. I can't be arsed to go all the way around the ship just to learn. For all I know, it's probably a dirt trail leading to some other place.
I'll punch a hole through it. That does look... looks like a rather big piece.
Very hole punchable. But yeah. We'll head back. I'll text you. Either you or I text Jonah to head over to your place. And I'll check on Junker and Aya.
Oh yeah.